Next debate. This was one of the ones when I found it, I was like, that's really interesting. All right. If two pizzas are stacked, are they a sandwich?
Okay. If the lens cap is facing up, I will be for the proposition. If the lens cap is facing down, you will be for the proposition.
Mm.
Facing up. So I am for the proposition. I will be defending the argument that two stacked pizzas is a sandwich. I think I've got... Okay. I'm going to start with my opening statement defending this proposition. Middle, two bread. Pizza bread.
That's the end of that thought. Pizza bread.
I can't. I was trying to... Yeah.
All right. My opening statement here. Objects stacked doesn't change individuality.
Sandwich, sandwich. Regardless, objects stacked.
Bread topping, nonsense.
Oh, God. More layers, not sandwich? Bunk!
Topping, top. Not sandwich. Lasagna?
Sandwich, food stacked. Regardless, food.
Is it?
Oh, God. Yeah. So, my opening statement, two bread, middle, pizza bread.
What's up with that?
Dude. So, I'm trying to communicate that there's two breads involved, and in the middle, there's substance stuff.
Yeah.
Two stacked pizzas is there's bread on the crust of the first pizza, and there's bread on the crust of the second pizza, and there's toppings, quote unquote, in this instance, in the middle.
Yeah.
Sandwich. That's a sandwich. There's stuff in the middle. There's bread on top, bottom, and there's also toppings on the top.
Right.
But irrelevant.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Right. And
It's a sandwich.
And we'll get to why here in a little bit why you can't forget about it. But what I said as my opening statement was objects stacked doesn't change individuality.
What are you talking about individuality here?
As in, if I put lens cap on top of lens cap, this is two lens caps stacked here, and not something else.
Sure, but those also aren't food.
Irrelevant.
Well, I'm going to tell you why this is relevant. So my rebuttal was sandwich, regardless objects stacked, including pizza. Sandwich.
Which I thought was an interesting rebuttal because a sandwich in of its essence is object stacked. But so what do you mean by that?
Two pizzas stacked is a sandwich. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. So I was just confused by that. You were making the argument that what objects are stacked is irrelevant, is a sandwich.
Well, what I should have said is what foods stacked are irrelevant because you just stacked two objects, and I would agree two lens caps is not a sandwich. So I should have said foods, not objects. But food stacked, sandwich is sandwich.
I'm going to help your argument a little bit because technically another route you could have gone with this is you could have said within 5 words somehow, you could have said that when you have two things and you put something in the middle, regardless of what it is, you call it sandwiching that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could have.
That's really good.
Yeah, but
that's really good.
But you didn't think about that.
No, I didn't.
You're stupid.
That's really good.
So I said something.
Don't know how I would have said that in 5 words. Well, let's go.
So you said sandwich, regardless object stacked.
Yeah.
And then I said, bread. bread topping, nonsense. And what that means,
that one's clear as day. Yeah, you think bread as in pizza crust and then the topping and then bread and then the pizza crust and then the topping, that's nonsense.
yeah.
I would say no, that's not nonsense because a sandwich couldn't be the same thing. What do you call it a topping? It just means stuff on top of the bread. It's just stuff on the bread.
Right, but that's not what a pizza is. Pizza, I mean, yeah, you could say like, oh, it's bread on top of a Big Mac. There's sesame seeds. That's a topping. But pizza topping is a lot more involved than.
Sure, but what if you just get the bottom of a Big Mac, a bun, okay, bread, and then you put a topping of like a bunch of. Take the word Big Mac out of it. I was gonna go Big Mac with a burger, but I'm going a different direction. So there's bread.
Yeah.
The bottom of your sandwich. Let's say you top it. Put your topping is some pepperonis, and then you sprinkle some cheese on it, and you drizzle a little bit of sauce, and then you toast it. And then you put another bread on top of it, and just do the same thing. That's a sandwich.
But is there stuff on top of the top bread?
Yeah.
Then it's open-faced. It's not a closed sandwich.
But it's a sandwich, isn't it?
Well, which is why... Go read your second rebuttal so I can get to my rebuttal.
More layers, not sandwich? Bunk. Just because it's got more layers doesn't mean it's not a sandwich.
Right. But topping, top, not sandwich. Lasagna. Because lasagna, you got to think, is pasta layers.
Yeah.
Layered. So it's layer and then stuff in the middle and then layers in the middle. And then it has stuff on top. That's what you're describing is more similar to lasagna than it is a sandwich. I would say pizza stacked is closer to lasagna than it is a sandwich.
So what if you just put lasagna also doesn't have bread? What if you just put
but okay, sure, but pasta is a pretty decent substitute for
So what
bread.
if you just get a bun and put the lasagna at the bottom and top of a bun? Then is it a sandwich?
then you've got a lasagna sandwich because you've got a top and a bottom bun and nothing on top of the bun.
Exactly. So what does it matter if there's lasagna in the middle of a bun and that makes it a sandwich? What does it matter if the bun is pizza?
Because it's end capped by bread.
So if you're saying if you got stacked pizzas and then put more bread on the top and bottom, that makes it a sandwich?
Yes.
So who's to say if that more bread is not pizza crust? It's just bread.
Because the topmost layer is topping.
Okay, so if I get a sandwich and top it with... Okay.
Can I make a distinction here that actually kind of helps your argument a little bit? So here's the distinction. Pizza, not sandwich. Pizza, top pizza flipped over, sandwich.
So you think a sandwich necessitates bread be on the top
Yes.
and nothing on that bread?
I think I understand that there are open face sandwiches. I don't really consider that much of a sandwich, really. If it's open faced, it's not really much. It's more of like a...
And sesame seeds doesn't get that far.
No, it's more of a garnish, really. I'm kidding.
So what if you replace sesame seeds with cheese? Then does that change? No longer sandwich. Because you sprinkled some cheese on top of your burger.
There's a line in here somewhere, and I honestly don't know where it is. But at some point, I draw the line. Damn it, I do.
You see where this is going, though.
Yeah, it's at what point is this an open-faced sandwich, or is it just a sandwich with some shit on the top of it?
Right. And that's what this has come down to.
And I think, let's reel it back into the argument at hand. Pizza, bread topping, there's too much going on that top layer to call it a sandwich. There's just too much.
See, I don't think, from my side of the argument, this is what I think is irrelevant here. But what I'm arguing for here is who's to say that that's too much?
Us right now in a debate.
Well, then it's just your word against mine, and we're getting nowhere.
Isn't that what a debate usually devolves into?
Well, they usually try to
See, I'll
reach
say this.
for evidence outside of themselves.
Well, I'll help you reach a compromise. I already kind of did. Open face topping on the top pizza. You can't. There's too much going on. It's too open face. It's, in my opinion, closer to a lasagna than it is anything else. Flip that pizza over.
Now the bread's on top.
Now the bread's on top, and you've got okay. All right. When the sandwich was created by the Earl of Sandwich, I think that's true. Hold on.
What did you just say?
Hold on. I gotta fact check myself. A random history fact just popped into my mind. Yeah. So the sandwich was created by the Earl. So Earl is a position in a monarchy, I believe. I don't know what position, but it's the Earl of Sandwich, which is a place.
Oh. There's also a Bitchfield. That's a place
awesome.
too.
It's nominally associated with Sandwich, Kent.
Sandwich, Kent.
Which is a place. Where is it? It's southeast England. So when the sandwich was created by the Earl of Sandwich, it was done so because you had all of these random like meals, and I think it had something to do with poker. Like the dude wanted to play like poker or whatever, but he didn't want to stop and eat. So he said, "Hey, put some bread on the outside there." The point of a sandwich is to the ease of pick up and consume. That's the purpose. That is the origination, right? If you've got too much going on in that top layer, you really hurt your ability to handle it like that.
Well, the ability is unaffected. The cleanliness is what's affected.
Which I believe I would say is part of the reason for its inception. The cleanliness. The ease of use.
But, okay, ease of use is a separate thing. Someone can have the messiest son of a gun, and it can be just as easy to use as your perfectly made sandwich. Ease of use, I don't think, is relevant here.
Well, then cleanliness, then.
Just strictly cleanliness.
Yeah.
So, okay.
For the same reason you wouldn't just grab a piece of lasagna off the plate. That you'd be barbaric. The world would be over.
Okay, so okay, you got a sandwich, and you put...
I dare you to try to eat stacked pizzas as a sandwich. And you'll find that you need a fork and knife, not a sandwich.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think what's true if you need a fork and knife?
If you got one pizza slice, you don't use a fork and knife for it. I don't think putting more pizza slices on it is
It'd be too floppy. It's too floppy. Cards on the table here. I was really hoping you wouldn't bring up the fact that you already pick up and eat pizza, because that kind of crumbled that side of my argument a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how to write that in 5 words. Not that we communicated anything else of meaning in 5 words.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think we should leave that. I think we should leave it here.
Yeah.
I think we've caused enough brain rot for one day.